Good morning, everybody. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from TBR Solution Sports Program. This morning, I don't have Shakes Ngwenya. Shakes is down in the Free State in Velcom doing the Mamelodi Sundowns activities. And also Tsepang is not part of us. Indicated that he arrived this morning. He has been busy somewhere else. So I'm all by myself with you. So it's not that I'm all by myself because I'm with you. And I must say, I'm very encouraged. I see the numbers are climbing, which is quite good. And then we really appreciate and very humbled by your support because that's very, very important. I want us to discuss this particular topic. Do we have an issue whereby journalists twist, the words of a person that they interview? All right, and then you'll be asking, why am I asking that? Another thing is, do the journalists support particular teams? Now, if you ask me, there's no problem with journalists supporting other teams. That's my argument. But it should be a transparent process. Everybody should know that Mr. Chabalala is a Cosmos fan. Mr. Chabalala is a staunch fan for Lionel Messi. They should know that. But at least once they know, they should guard against my conduct in terms of how do I observe and analyze the games or the activities in sports. Am I objective, or do I allow my emotion to be part? So that's the big question. Do us as journalists allow our emotions and our loyalty to cloud our thinking and our judgment? All right. I'll tell you what motivated this. I saw one of the publication. I'm not sure whether it was Kickoff Magazine or SL, which is Soccer Latum, but I suspect it was Kickoff Magazine. If it's not, my apologies in advance. The implication of the statement was Shakes Manqoba Ngwenya lambasted Manqoba Mnqithi. And knowing Shakes, I did not believe that at all. Then I phoned Shakes last night as we were planning the show. I said I saw some sentiments attributed to you. Although when you look at the write-up shows that Shakes was saying Manqoba should have not mentioned that, should have just focused on the fact that they have won. All right. And then he could have just let that one go. In essence, he was not lambasting Manqoba. He was giving his opinion. And knowing Shakes, having worked with him, I think that was the correct context. But the heading was so misleading that Shakes lambasted Manqoba Mnqithi. In fact, this morning, part of our plan was I want him to clarify that himself. All right, because he said, no, that was not my intention. I was saying Manqoba should not have said that. And I was not criticizing him because people are different how to handle matters. But from his point of view, as Shakes Manqoba Ngwenya, he would have preferred that Manqoba should not have said that. But the heading of the article, well, one of the late old journalists, Doc Pikicha, who's the guy who groomed me. He nurtured me, from a very and from a very young age. I think I was 35 when I befriended Doc. Those who are old journalists, they'll know him. Doc Pikicha, he was with Sunday Times. When I befriended Doc, he was 77, I was 35 years old, half his age. So he groomed me, he told me all the ins and outs of the media space. And then he would say, bad news sells, Saubrey, not good news, they don't sell. Because I would ask and say, Doc, but why bad news you'll see, in front page, big, but when they apologize, it's just a small thing, not even recognizable, Then he said, bad news sells more than good news. So my understanding, it was that kind of a thing, selling. But I don't know whether this is fair to people, all right? To people who are, people who are saying this thing honestly. And then the next thing, you see this kind of statement, all right? And Shakes was very angry, And then I said, Shakes, maybe you need to clarify it yourself, but maybe when you do the next show, he will clarify it himself. I too, I don't think it's fair. Hence, at one point when we were doing our show, the people who were helping me, I asked them, who are you supporting? So that we know, people should know who are you supporting. There's nothing wrong. We are human beings, we support teams. We don't have to ask questions because we want to defend the teams that we support. We should ask questions because we want to educate people. That's my point of view. I may be wrong there, all right? And of course, I'm not a trained journalist, all right? But I can see, all right? I may be wrong there. You ask questions with the purpose of educating. And I think even these soccer teams, that's how they should understand. They shouldn't take this thing as if it's personal. When you ask questions, no, you're dealing with me personal. No, that's not what we are doing. We are educating. We listen what is happening on the ground, and then the emotions of people, the feelings of the people, and then we ask those questions so that they can get the answers from the horse's mouth. That's it, It's not about we are lambasting. For instance, I'll give an example. Myself and Arthur Zwane are friends. We've been friends for a very long time. If I'm not mistaken, from 96. And if you ask me, I believe Arthur is going to be one of the best coaches. Should he be given a chance, that Kaizer Chiefs will do it. But now, it's important for me to respect the current coach and respect the management of Kaizer Chiefs. I would say to Arthur, hang in there, and then when the time is right, then you can take over, all right? But now, it doesn't mean because he's my friend, I cannot ask a question, I cannot comment, I'll have to comment, all right? So I'm asking, because sometimes I ask myself, do people ask questions because they support particular teams? They want to protect a particular view or perpetuate a particular narrative? At the same time, with the soccer teams, they should understand that when you ask questions, we are not just being unfair, we are just listening to what is happening on the ground and ask those questions so that they have an opportunity to answer. And it's better when the people, they get it from the horse's mouth. That's my thinking. So I'm saying this, having seen what they said about Shakes, which I don't agree, because I know Shakes, unfortunately now Fit United. And I know Shakes is still doing some kind of work with Mamelodi Sundowns, but it doesn't mean that he cannot be critical to Manqoba or Rulani or Steve Compel. If that is his right, if he feels like he's critical, but knowing Shakes, he's not that kind of a person. And if you look at that heading, former Mamelodi Sundowns, great lambasted Manqoba Mnqithi, that it's very misleading. That's my opinion. Now it takes me to ESPN, and I watch ESPN. They are always on Lionel Messi's case. Well, I don't have a problem if Messi didn't play well. Why not? Why not? He's the best player in the world. So you need to pay attention to him and pay focus on him. But you know what? If PSG loses, it's Messi. It's not the PSG team. But if PSG wins, no, it's somebody else. It's either Mbappe has contributed, they'll always downplay the influence of Messi. And then we have heard the rumors not long ago that we don't know how true is that. Messi's father, Jorge Messi, contacted Barcelona to see the possibility of whether Messi can return there. If you ask me, I would say Messi should return to Barcelona. Because I don't think he's enjoying himself at PSG. They don't pass him the ball. And Messi is not that he's playing bad. No, he's not playing bad at all. They are making him playing bad. Ronaldo is not a question of he's not getting the ball. Ronaldo scores goals. If he doesn't score goals, he's dead. Now, what do? They will mention Ronaldo in the same sentence. They'll bring Messi. You can't compare the two. You can't compare the two. Compare Ronaldo with Ronaldo is the best player in the world. He's top, all right? He's better than anyone else. Even Mbappe is not at Ronaldo's level. Neymar is not at Ronaldo's level, but Messi doesn't compete with all of them. He's just above all of them, including Ronaldo. That's my understanding. That's my view, all right? And Messi is not playing bad. He's playing well. Yes, he didn't play well. They lost during the Real Madrid game, but look at the contribution that he made. With Ronaldo, it's only goals. If you don't see goals, nothing. Now, listen to what we hear the rumor that now Messi said he's going to remain at PSG, he's going to finish his contract, which I think is a good thing for me because he's a professional. He must complete his contract. But PSG, they need to get their house in order. If they want Messi to play, they must make sure that Messi play. Pereira's told them that, guys, if you really want to win, utilizing this guy, give him the ball. They don't give him the ball. We saw him shouting at Verratti. And unfortunately, Verratti is one of the people who really pass him. The biggest culprit doesn't pass him, it's Mbappe. Mbappe himself doesn't pass him, all right? Neymar does pass him, all right? And then others, you're gay, they don't pass him. Hakimi, they don't pass him, So now, it is said, now they are saying, I'm talking about ESPN, now they say, now it'd be nice for him to stay because he doesn't say, I want to go to US or England, but he wants to go back to Barcelona. That's my view. I may be wrong, all right? So that he'd rather stay at PSG rather than going back to Barcelona. Now, we hear the news that Tobias, the La Liga president, is now saying they really miss Messi and they really miss Messi and they really miss Messi and Jose Mourinho. And then I don't know what is Tobias's issue, all of a sudden now he thinks it's necessary to make sure that they get Messi back to La Liga. We hear that Laporta now is prepared to accept CVC or CVC contracts so that at the end of the day, they can be able to afford Messi so that he can come back. So now all of a sudden, there are signs that Messi may go back to Barcelona. Now it's fine, let him stay at PSG. This is what they are saying. Well, I'm not saying journalists should not have their view, but please don't be supporters when you give us views. When you give us views, be objective. If Messi hasn't played well, say it. If Messi played well, say it. All right? Don't try, all the time to downplay him, to make him look like somebody who's a mess. Really, for me, it's uncalled for. I don't know you out there, what's your take? I believe journalists should be loyal. Well, they've got their ethics. Journalists have ethics that they should stick to. I think journalists should be as honest as possible, It should not be an issue of supporting. Well, maybe SL or Kickoff, whoever was talking to Shakes, it's a pity. Unfortunately, I didn't give you the opportunity to respond, but you are more than welcome to engage me. You talk to Shakes. Shakes got my contact, then I can engage you so that when we talk, I give you the opportunity to give your view as far as this is concerned. That's the first show for this morning. I believe journalists should be honest and not be supporters. All right. There's nothing wrong being a supporter, but when you report fairly. That's very important. That's my opinion. I may be wrong, and I want to hear your opinion. I thank you very much, and thank you for supporting.